There we go. I should be recording. Yes, it is. According to my cloud. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're well. If you can hear me, can you make sure you put a 2 in the chat so I know that you can hear me very, very clearly? That'd be great for me to know if you can hear me. So if you put a 2 in the chat, yes, excellent. Thank you very much. Yes, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, so this is the introduction to the Breakfast Club. Yes, I am. My name is David Talbot. I'm going to introduce you to the Breakfast Club. So some of you are new to the Academy, whether you're new or you're just basically generally developing your skills and knowledge of the Academy. It is a great, great way to develop the skills using the Breakfast Club. And obviously the main man himself, Bas, who does his sessions in the morning at 6:30 to 7:30, Monday to Friday. So let me start. So the agenda for this session and all sessions is how to access the Go Live sessions using the pivot tool, risk management, placing trades, and understanding the terminology that is used. The Infinity tool, the tool that he's basically been promoting and using in his sessions. Personal development, if those of you are looking to do the use pivots and the Infinity tool, but also pivot settings that we have and we can use, and supporting apps and other educators as well. So I'll be covering quite a lot in today's session. It is being recorded, and you'll be able to access previous sessions as well, which will cover the same thing. So do not worry. So let me start off. Now the main thing is for you is to understand how to access these sessions. Now it's important that you know how to do them and access them yourself so you can gain the confidence and the skills to become competent and to learn not just to access Bas's sessions in the morning, but to access all other sessions as well. So what you can do is, and I can show you right now. So when you go to golive.im, so you go to golive.im, it will take you to a web page. Let me just do that right now. I can do that. There we go. So it will take you to the following web page. So you can type in your username and password and make sure you tick the acknowledgement that you've received and read and used before going EULA. And now when you go into Go Live, you'll be able to access everything that you need. Now this is where obviously I call it my Netflix of trading. Okay, the Netflix of trading with all your educators all in one place. Now, whether they are live or whether they're not live, you can access them and see them from wherever they are. So what I usually do is when I go on in the morning, I want to make sure that I get Bas live. I click on these 3 dots here in the corner. Now, what it does is gives me an option to see live channels. It'll create another tab. And from there, oh, let me just log in. There we go. And I'll click on that. There we go. So live channels. Oh, someone's accessing that. But it should take you, oh, let me go back in. Because I've got it in another tab. Let me just close it. There we go. There we go. I should be able to get in. There we go. So when you go here, you go to live channels and it should open up with the live channels. So it show you all the educators that are live and it will constantly refresh. So it will refresh. So this is what I usually do when I make sure I know when Bas is live. I usually go there and I can see all the educators that are live, and then it will refresh and it will show his face on the screen and there. So they can easily go in and then I can click on him and see where he's live. Now, one thing I must stress to you is that when you go into him and you click on him, you can access him in many different ways. So I've shown you one way. The other way is going through the Forex education. So you scroll down and you see FRX. Now FRX is all the Forex educations, because remember there's different packages. You have Forex, you have high frequency, you have digital currency, and soon the e-commerce. Once you find him, you've got to click on FRX Advanced, because he's an advanced educator. So it's always advised that you do learn the 100 and 200 and even the 300 series videos. So go through those videos, it's important, because one of the things now he's making sure that he's doing, he hasn't got time to talk to you about all those things you should be learning from watching those videos and developing your skills. He's going there and he's teaching advanced education. So for you, you're using this opportunity to learn to place trades, but also generate and get some of that knowledge that you've got from when you're watching those videos and you're applying it. Okay, so when you find him, you scroll down and he should be near the bottom. There he is. Now he's updated. It shows that he's on Monday to Friday, which is amazing. And from there, what you'll see is, now if you see something like this, this means that he's not live. What you need to see is like a play symbol. So to know that he's live, you've got to make sure you can see a little play symbol, which shows that he's live. If it's there, you're watching a previous recording. Okay, so sometimes people will click on it and go, oh, this is like this. You can see the date is wrong. So you can see this morning's one automatically comes on there. So you can see the recordings from their previous ones as well. But also you can find his favorite recordings. So from there, you can learn the strategy as well if you want. So you can go through there and go through the favorites. So that's the easiest way you can get around to seeing him. Obviously, like I said, you can go through and check on the live channels. And like I said, it refreshes, it shows you the educators, and it'll show you live. So don't worry if you didn't get this, still take a notepad and pen and make a note of this. And like I said, the recording of this video will be made available. So it's always good when you're developing your skills, you're becoming independent, you're able to find this educator and be able to watch him as well. Okay, so the pivot tool. Now the pivot tool is a great tool. It's an easy to understand, and obviously there's education on it as well. So one of the things that Bas does and he looks at is when you're looking at trades, and I know some of you have watched his sessions. Now, one of the things is about support and resistance. So when you're going through your basic training videos, it's good for you to understand support and resistance. So, for example, Bas's trades operate between the R8 and the S0. Anything that comes out of these or close to these areas, he doesn't go into these trades. Now, it's because these are, say, for example, oversold when you're going down or overbought. So in those situations, it's expecting for the market to reverse in the opposite direction. So for example, if a trade is reached here, the R8, it is 75% likely it's going in for a reverse. When you're looking for the -1, you're looking around about 80 to 90%. And when you're looking at the +2 and the +3, it's definitely overbought, sorry. So it's looking for a reverse. And the same is for the bottom as well. So his trades are operating in this area here. Now, most time, the perfect prime area is going to be the P4 around there, where you can go in there. Now, he uses his new tool, which is the Infinity tool, where I will show you this a bit later, where it's very simple and easy to follow. But it's good for you to learn the pivots if you can and if you want to. But if you're just taking the trades in the morning, that is perfectly fine. I use it a lot for people to practice with their demo accounts how to place trades, how to put in pending orders and market execution trades. And at the same time, it's something that you can easily make a profit with as well. So I trade live with Bas as well. So pivot tool is a great tool. And like I said, it gives you a clear indication of when trades are overbought and oversold. So I'm just going to show you the pivot tool as we speak now. So let me just get that back. Let me just get it up and let me just log in. And I'll show you the pivot tool. So give me a second, I'm going to put it on the screen in a minute. There we go, some more people coming in. All right, so let me show you the pivot tool. There we go. So here is the pivot tool. As you can see, what you can see is when a trade, and these lines constantly change. They don't stay the same. They move around, they change as well. So let me go here, I used to JPY. There we go. So you can see the plus symbol, so it's overbought. So for example, here, the trade was going up. It reached the +3, so it was overbought. And because it was overbought, it started to come down. So it came all the way down like so, and it's done that. So you can see it's overbought. Now these are zones. They don't exactly just stop there and then come down. There are zones, so you've got to be around these points. But you can see here, it's reached this high point and it started to come down, and you can see it's on a downtrend. And Bas uses the Ikimochu, or I always pronounce this wrong. He uses the clouds to help him to give a prediction, and he talks about the liquidity and also the trend of where things are going in terms of the trade as well. So it's a great tool. So you can see here, it went all the way up, and that's it there. You can see if I move this along, and there you go as well. So you can see when it gets to the point, it's way oversold and it's coming up, and then it comes up as well. So these are great indicators of support and resistance. But you can see here, clear indication that it was overbought and it started to make its way down like so. And it's a great tool. So if you do decide to use it and want to learn how to use it, then what you can do is you can use it for other different currencies. So I know we do DAX. So I've used it sometimes for DAX myself. So it gives me a clear indication of support and resistance lines. So there we go. Try to open my settings. So it's running a bit slow at the moment. But yeah, you can use it for all different currency pairs. DAX for some reason was not working today, but no problem. Let's try another one just to make sure. There we go. So you can see US 30. So you can see it does work for other ones as well. So you can see here, and it will give you the zone. Okay, I'm going to go from this point to this point. And Bas uses the measuring tool. So when he works out how many pips from one trade is and so forth. And it's a great indicator and great way for you to do that. And he's obviously using his infinity tool as well. So you'll start learning more about that right there. So let's move on. There we go. So risk management is key. In Bas's session, he does go on about risk management, and this can be transferred to other educators as well. So the maximum lot size he does is 0.01. So 0.01 per 100 pounds. So in your account. Now he has the reason why and what that could work, that's going to work out to be, is that is, there we go. So 0.01 is basically when you're working out is when you're doing a trade. For example, if you did a trade with a 10 pip take profit, you would make 10p. So 0.01, because this is pence. So this is 10 pence or cents. And then you've got here £1 per pip, and here £10 per pip. Okay, so £10 and then £10. But it depends on the size of your account. So it always says that because he puts at least a maximum 5 trades out. So 5 trades out because you don't want to blow your account. So this is basically 1%. This trade is 1% of your account. So he will put in 2 different stop losses. Now, the reason why he goes for this 1% maximum per trade is because he has 2 different stop losses. So you have a daily stop loss. So when he talks about he has 2 stop loss, daily stop loss, then the daily stop loss gives you a result today, whether positive or negative. So if it is negative, it means that you hit the stop loss, you've made a loss today. Positive, obviously you're in a profit, you either close the trade out or you hit the take profit. Now it has a big stop loss. Now the big stop loss gives the trade space. Okay, so when you're trading, you're giving the trade space to move around. So when he does his trades and giving it stop loss, for example, if I was going down for a sell, he would put his stop loss just above the R8. To put the big stop loss just above the R8. And then if, for example, the daily one, he'll put it up for the daily high. So the highest point for the day. So we'll look at it, it might be around the same point and so forth. At the time, because in the morning, he would look at it going, okay, let's go around about here and so forth. So it gives you a result for that day, but also for the big stop loss, it protects the account because sometimes you'll go into drawdown, and drawdown means you go into a negative. But obviously some trades will come into positive and they'll make those trades. Excellent. So placing trades. Now this is an important thing, and an important thing I like people to understand and learn. So it's understanding his keywords. So when he's placing trades, he will specifically say, I am buying. Now this means it's a market execution buy trade. So when he says I am buying, he means he's going in for a buy. Now what he would usually do is when he does the trade, he would go into it and say, I am buying this and I'm going to do this. So let me just quickly show you on the screen what I would do. Let me just get my, and I'm going to get my account up. There we go. So let me show you. So here's my phone. So for example, it will say, I am buying AUD USD. So what you need to do is you need to go to the quotes screen. So this is the quote screen where you got all your different quotes, all your different currency pairs and so forth. Now, if you can't find that currency pair that he's specifying, you need to click on the plus symbol and you need to find it from the list. It'll be even Forex miners. So you click on there and then you basically find the trade and you click on the trade, the currency pair that you want. Whether you're on the iPhone, you click on the plus symbol that is next to it. Now from there, the currency pair will appear in your list. So from there, you will click on and tap on that currency pair. And on the iPhone, it will say trade. On Android, it will say new order. So when you click on that, it will give you a screen like this, or on the iPhone, it will look a bit different. So when you're going in for a market execution trade, you would need to go to, you click on market, it's obviously market execution, you keep it on market execution like so. Then what you need to do is, you'll see here, it'll give you a take profit. So then you'll type in the take profit like so. So if I put in 0.65765. Now I've put that in and then I go for the buy. So I've done that like so. So what happens is you're in the trade. Now, usually you're, depending on your broker and what account type you've got, if you've got a standard one, you'll be closer to your entry, you have a smaller spread. A standard one, you have a larger spread, but you're not giving commission to the broker. So speak to the person who introduced you to the academy, who will talk to you and advise you on the account you go for. So as you can see, I'm in a trade at the moment. So once you've put in that, the trade, you need to modify it to add in your stop loss. So what you do is you press and hold down on it. So when you press on the actual trade, it will give you a menu. So on the menu, you will see it says modify order. So when you click on modify order, it will take you back to that trade where you can modify it. Now, you have the option. It is down to you. No one else is telling you what to do in terms of your stop loss. If you want to put in the daily stop loss, you put the daily stop loss in. If you want to put the big stop loss in, you put the big stop loss in. So say, for example, I'm going to put the big one in. I'll put that, so 0.64261. So I put that in and I click on modify. That way, you're in that trade, you've modified it and it's there, which is amazing. So you've done that one. Now, for example, the same thing applies when you're doing sell. It will say, I am selling. So then what you do next is you go to Euro AUD, like so, you find the trade, new order, it's a market execution trade because it says, I am selling. Okay, and then you put in your take profit, like so, because he always does the take profit first because he doesn't want you to miss out on the trade. So when you're doing that, I'm done. I'm in that trade. Okay, then you will right click, you tap on it, you modify it, you add in your stop loss and you choose the stop loss that you want. So whether it's the big one or whether it is the daily stop loss, you put them in like so. So I've done that and I leave the trades. Now, for example, he puts in pending orders. So you have a buy stop and a sell stop. Now, the difference between the two when the buy stop is, you basically, he's predicting that price will continue going up. And when it does, it will hit a certain point where your trade will activate. When it does that, the trade will basically be like this and activate and continue going up. Now, to do a buy stop or a sell stop, so let's do one for now. I'm going to go to Euro AUD. And then I'm going to basically go to new order or trade on the iPhone. Now, where it says market execution, you tap it and it will give you the option on the list. Now, the buy stop and the sell stop are at the bottom. If you want to learn about buy limit and sell limit, if you check the Academy in the 100 series, it does go through pending orders. Okay. So we're going to do a buy stop with this one. So I clicked on that. Now with the buy stop, what it would do is you obviously make sure that your lot sizes are correct, even with the market execution trade. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So make sure you have your lot size in reflection to your account. So I have a £200 account. So say, for example, my 1% will be 0.02, not 0.01. But it's up to you how you do it. Sometimes he puts in trades with multiple take profits. So you have multiple chances for you to get more money. So if you have a larger account, like an account with 200 or more, you could split your lot sizes in half. So instead of me putting 0.02, I might put 0.01 for one trade and 0.02 for another. So that way you're making more profit because you've got a larger account. Now, where it says price, you can see here, this is what it gives you the price for. Now, when you're doing pending orders, you have time to take time to put this in. There is no rush. You'll be able to put it in like so, and you just put it in and place it in. Then you can type in your take profit, 0.71814, and then you'll put in your stop loss. Okay, and then you should be okay. 0.69285, and then you do is you just press the word place, and it's placed. Now what you'll find is it'll be under here. So this is an order. Now price hasn't reached that point yet, so I've placed it above price. So price needs to get to this point and activate. Once it's reached that point, this trade will move from there to there and it'll be activated, which is amazing. So you do that and it moves there. And one thing that Bas does say, if this pending order does not activate by 9:45 on the same day, you need to delete the trade. So you just click on it and then you press delete order and you delete it like so. So it's no longer there and that's it gone. You have to do that if it doesn't activate because that's based on his analysis for the day. Okay, the same thing applies with a sell stop. You do the same thing, the pending order. Okay, is everyone okay? Put a 3 in the chat if you've all got that. Let's see if you've got that and I'm going to check the time. Yeah, we've got plenty of time. If anybody wants me to go over things again, it is fine. Excellent, excellent. Let me know if you do not understand something, put it in the chat. If you want me to go back over something, I am happy to. That's what I'm here for. This session's for you lot because you're new to the academy or you're just starting out. That's why I love doing this session. Excellent. All right, let's go on to the next slide. Okay, so excellent. This is great because I went through this with someone in my team. I know she's on the call, which is great. So we're going to basically talk about modifying the trade. Now, what happens is sometimes he puts in multiple trades or he gives you trades which have big take profits. So when we obviously take profits, you're moving a trade up. You're making a profit on it. So what happens is when he sometimes has trades which have 30 pip take profits, you need, when the trade reaches 10 to 15 pips, you need to move your stop loss to break even. Now break even, what I mean is your entry price, the price that you entered the trade in. So as you can see here, This is your entry price right here. This is where the price is currently, and this is where you've entered. So from there, you need to work out what is 10 pips, what is 15 pips, because you're going to use a tool, which I'm going to show you in a bit. It's called call levels, where you can set notifications for when price reaches that point. So to do that, it's going to be some old school maths. Not hard to do. You're going to get it. Don't worry. So you can see here, I've got a trade here right now. All right. So I've got an example here for you. So we've got into this trade and I need to work out what is 10 pips. Now, the simple thing for me to do is it's a sell. So for a sell, you can see here, you've got this one here is the pipette. You ignore this last number. So you can see I crossed it out. So ignore that. Now what happens is you've got the units, the tens, and the hundreds. So these ones are going to be the ones that are going to be changing. So for example, I'm making up 10 pips. So it's a 10. Now, because it's a sell, I'm going to subtract 1 from the 5, which will leave me with 4. So there you go. So it was 0.8742, and then I'll put the 6 in. Because you obviously mistaken it out, you don't ignore that one, you focus on these 3. But if I'm working out 15 pips, for example, it will affect the unit as well. So then from there, for example, if I was subtracting, I would need to go from here. So you see here, I need to subtract 5, but I can't subtract 5 from 2. So I need to take away 1 from the 5, which will leave me with 4. And then you have 12. So 12 minus 5 will leave me with 7. Then I would take away the 1, which will leave me from the 4, which will leave me with 3. And the same thing applies with when you're doing a buy, but it's an opposite. You would need to add addition. So you need to add 10 to it. So for example, if you're doing a buy and you're going to work out 10 pips, you add 1 to the 10, which will be the 5, turn it to 6. If it's 15, you add 5 to the unit and obviously 1 to the tens. Hopefully everyone's got that. There's some serious old school maths, but don't worry. So say for example, I'm in a trade right now. It's making a good bit of profit. It's done more than 10 pips. So I'm going to move my stop loss to break even. So from there, I'll basically click on the trade and modify it. Now, those who are on iPhones, you need to make a note of your, well, we'll hit take profit. Okay, I'll change this one. You need to make a note of your entry. So you can see here, here's the entry. So you write that down. Those who are on Android, you have the added advantage of being able to see your entry here. So then all you need to do is tap on it, change it, 4413, oops, and then click on modify. Now I'm in a risk-free trade. So if it comes back the other way, it will tap me out and I won't get any more, I won't get a negative. I might lose 1 or 2 pence, but I'd rather not lose £3 or £4. So it's always good to protect your account. So it's a good way of doing that. Excellent. Let's move on. So I did make some profit on that. That is my demo account. So I didn't make real money, but it's good practice. All right. So here's an app that I use called Call Levels. I'm going to show you it. Now, Call Levels is a great app. I've been using it for so long. If I click on it here, Call Levels, like that. Download it from your app store. It's a great, great app. Great way for you to keep notification. Because someone said to me, I might as well just sit down and watch the trade. You don't need to watch the trade. You can set notifications. So when you go into Call Levels, you open it up. You've done all this matching up settings and everything else. You'll get this app like this. You will see a plus symbol. Click on that and you're going to see, click on Forex. And then you choose your currency pair. So it might be my Euro, USD, or Euro GBP, for example. I've done that. You can swap them around. If you've got the wrong way around, you can do it back the other way. Easy to use tool. click on next, and there you will type in your amount of pips that you need to do. So say, for example, I'm working out, I'm trying to do a sale. I've worked out it's 10 pips. This is my notification for 10 pips. So now I'll tap on there and I'll type in, I'm going to type in 8, 7, 4, 2, and 6. It will ignore the pipette. It will round it up and ignore the pipette. So it will focus on this. So if you put the 6 in, it will round it up to 0.8743. So do it that way. And then you can add a note like I always do. Hit 10 pips, move stop loss to break even. And then I set it. Done. So from there, I've got my notification there. I can see it when it comes up, and it's done. So when it hits, it will come up on at the top of your phone where you get the notification. That way you know what you are doing, and that way you can see it. So you can see my other ones I've done. Move stop loss up 20 pips. I've done loads, but it's a great way for you, and it's a great way for you to not need to sit down and watch the charts all day. So once you've done your trades and you've gone for a big take profit, use the Core Level app. It's a great app, great way for you to not look at the charts, but it will give you a notification to say you've reached 10 pips. Then you can change it on your phone, the trade, and move your stop loss to break even. Okay, so hopefully everyone's got that. There we go. So you can see it there. Very easy, very simple to use. Great, great tool. All right, so the clouds I mentioned before, it's a versatile indicator that defines the support and resistance, identifies the trend direction, engages the momentum, provides trading signals. So when we looked at the chart earlier, it does show, and I did show the momentum of where the trade was going. So here we go. And you can see here, it's a red cloud, so it's going down, and you can see here it's reached the S0. Now I would not go into a trade when it's reaching near close to the S0, or if it's just around cut point where it's going there, because it's oversold. So what Bas would do, he'll wait for the reversal, but he's using his magic tool that he uses. And that tool he does, it's obviously called the Infinity tool, which I'll show you a bit later. So I've gone through placing trades. Oh, wow, I did cover that. So hopefully we'll remember that. So obviously with iPhone, when you're placing the trades, you find that currency pair, you select trade. On Android, new order. Pending orders, when you click on market execution, you can see the list of pending orders and obviously market execution. Remember your lot size. Lot size reflects the size of your account. So 0.01 for every £100 you have in your account. Then you put your take profit in, and then you can basically buy or sell, and then you modify the trade and type in your stop loss. If you're doing a buy stop or sell stop, you will have time to put in the price, take profit, and the stop loss, because it's a pending order. So you do not need to rush. Once you've done that, you can select place. Okay, so like I mentioned before, Bas has a tool which he uses in his sessions, which is coming out soon, called the Infinity tool. And it's very simple, easy indicators, great tool. Now he uses 3 lines and he uses the pivots to help him know when to go into trades. So for example, he has a major line, which is the 4 hour, and he's got the hour, and he had 15 minutes. So when these 2 lines, for example, when you're going for a buy, the major line and the minor line are under the cloud, and the entry line is above. When it's above the cloud, you go in for a buy. So you can see green, green, green. Above the cloud, you're going for a buy. So these pivot lines will be around this area, because obviously time has passed. They would have been around this area, so pivot lines do change. But from there, you'll be able to know, okay, I need to go in for a buy. And what you can do is you can go for a buy for about 6-10 pips. It's up to you. But as soon as that one of these lines goes red, you leave the trade. You can leave the trade. So for example, Bas sometimes says, if you wait a couple of candles, you can see what direction it's going. It might go back up. Sometimes if you feel like it's going down, I'm going to leave that trade. So go green, 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 and then you go in for the buy, and it indicates you'll get notifications sent to you. So you can tell you when to go for the trade, but as soon as it changes to another color, you leave it. So you can see here, the same thing applies when it's a sell. Red, 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 the major and the minor are above the cloud, but the entry is below the cloud, so that's perfect. Then you're going for a sell. But, so you can see here, if, for example, you went into this trade, but then it changed green, you would leave that trade because that's when it's going the opposite way. Now the pivot tool, when you get the pivot tool, it's $21.95. So it's an additional charge for this tool on top of your platinum package. But it's a great tool for you to use. And then the Infinity tool is an add-on on top of this, which you can purchase, but it will help you in terms of finding trades. Baz uses this a lot, but with this tool, you'll be able to do your own trades in your own time. Once you've mastered it and you've accessed it, you'll be able to access it and learn and do trades in your own time. And what Baz will have, he will have in the training section, there'll be an Infinity Academy, which will show you different strategies of how to use the tool. Whether you're a scalper, so someone who wants to go in and out of trade and do it very quickly, or you're an intraday trader, the Academy will teach you how to do these things. Excellent. All right, so personal development. So if you do consider you think, yeah, I like to learn the pivots, then go to Baz's channel and you'll be able to find his favorites. And in there, he teaches 2 strategies. You have the theory one, so basically you have the strategy 1 and strategy 2. So if you go into Go Live, there we go. So when you go to his session, you can see, look, updated by itself, so new educators will come on. So when you go into his session, you see his favorite sessions, and then you can see strategy 1, strategy 2. And there are 2 different strategies. He focuses on strategy 1 in his sessions, but there's also strategy 2, but the main one he focuses on is strategy 1. Excellent. So you can access those and learn the tools, but feel free to watch the previous recordings. It's a great way for you to learn and to understand why he's placing those trades, but also for you to go back and reflect, especially with the pivot tool, why a certain trade failed. Another educator, one I've always watched myself, who's really good, who uses the pivot tool, is Lee Allen. Now, Lee Allen, once you purchase the pivot tool, you will be able to see her sessions. Okay, let me show you. There we go. So once you're in Go Live, you can access Lee Allen's sessions from the pivot section of the Go Live. So when you scroll down, you will see pivots. So you see strategies and there's pivots. And what it would do is it will show you Lee Allen. Once you click on her, you'll be able to access her sessions as well. Now, she's an amazing trader. I watched some of her trades today. She has some great sessions and she does a lot of teaching. So you can see here where she's done sessions on pivots. Now what she's done is she did a pivots 101. So it teaches you so you can understand what pivots are. And you see these 4 videos will teach you all about pivots, but also you can see how she uses her strategy as well. So it's a great tool for you to use. There we go. So, pivot settings. Baz has his own pivot settings, but I use these pivot settings and I know a few other traders as well. So if you do want to try pivots yourself and you've purchased it and you want to know what the settings are, please feel free to take a screenshot of this so you can use it yourself. Don't worry, we can cover this. You'll be able to watch this video because I do release this video. I have a previous one based on this already anyway, so you'll be able to access that. So it's very, very easy to do. So let me just show you pivots. So I'm in the pivots like so. So for example, let me just refresh this. Now what you'll see is I haven't got none of those settings on there. All I've got is the EMAs. So it comes pre-installed with the EMAs. But the one thing that's missing is my cloud. So I need to go here and go to my indicators. When I click on the indicators at the top, you'll see the cloud. You can just type in cloud and you see it's there. Now what happens is it adds the cloud in. It's a bit light. You need to change the settings. So what I do is I go to my settings, the cog there, and I go to my style. I change the style. Sometimes I don't want these. This is me just clicking on those. And I just change the shade to make it a bit more darker, so do about 50%, like so. And then I do another 50%, like so. So a bit darker, but you can see the lines going through them, like so, which is amazing. So you can see everything going through it all, and you can see where it goes. So you can see here is an uptrend, like so. Remember I told you about it. If it hits the R8, it's overbought. So it could go up a bit more, but it's going to come down, which it did. It came down, it hovered around these sections here, and came in, and then it went down for a downtrend, like so. And it's gone down to the S0, so it's looking to go back up. So you can see here, it's starting to do that around this time, and you can make predictions going, okay, let's have a look. Would I go into this one? No, I wouldn't go into this because it's already oversold. You want to get to see it going in for an uptrend, and then you can go in. So I usually wait for myself. I wait to go in when the S1, and I'll usually go up to the S3. And then obviously when it gets to a certain point, I'll move my stop loss to break even. Excellent, there we go. So there's some settings, there we go. All right, so supporting apps, so got the core levels, which I showed you earlier, which is an amazing tool. Use it, stops you from sitting there looking at the charts all day, so you can get notifications. Go live, you can get in your phone, so you can access Go Live on your phone. Let me show you. So I use it a lot when I'm out and about. So when you have Go Live and you want to watch something, so let me just get my phone. So I have it here. I go into my little folder. I've got Go Live. It'll open up. It's going to log me out of the computer one, which is fine. So I just type my details and I go in. And from there, I can watch my Go Live while I'm out and about. I can see the different educators, like so. And let's choose one. Money, for example, or I go into Bas. So when you go into them, you can access them like so, and you can watch them on the move. It's a smaller screen, but sometimes it just is. Or you can just put long ways, landscape, and there you go. And then what you can do is, those on Android, you can just minimize it and you can do split screen. And it's a bit small. So it's always good to watch it on, try and watch it on your computer. There we go. But have it on you because you can listen out for the keywords. So when Bas says, I am buying, I am selling, you know what he's doing. He does describe, he does read out the trades. And obviously the I Am Academy app, which is, I would say, is a great tool, mainly for the Pip Talk. I use the Pip Talk as an indication for me, knowing when an educator is coming on. So when you're using Pip Talk, it's a great tool. So when you go into there, you can see I Am Academy, like so. Let me just minimize that. So what you do is you can use Pip Talk. So I know they mention it all the time, Pip Talk, Pip Talk, Pip Talk. So when in the mornings, I get my notifications about Pip Talk. So you can see here, you go into the app, you can see all the notices, but also you see Pip Talk, like so, and you can find the educator that you want, and you just tap, you go to them and you subscribe to them, like so. And then you can get their notifications. So if I click on the notifications, you can see notifications that you receive. So you can see here different ones from different educators, like so. So then Bas does send out a notification in the morning. You can see here of when he's coming onto his session. So like he said, he's done daybreak there. So he put one here in the pivot section and on his own one that he's going to be trading again at 6:30. So it's a great way for you to keep alert on any educator that you like. They'll send out notifications about trades and other things as well. So this is a great, great tool. I use it a lot. So I know when Bas is going to be operating or he's running late or so forth. It's a great tool. Okay, like we always say, there are other educators for you to follow. So I use this a lot away, especially with my team, to learn how to place trades, get them out of their comfort zones, learning key things about pending orders, but also how to do trades and listen to educators. But there are other educators as well, like Dr. Kathy Kirkland. If you are a scalper, you want to in and out trades and so forth, feel free to watch Sassy's session on a Sunday. Amazing, amazing, amazing. You've also got obviously Kevin Serrano, who's similar trader, does London payout with Dr. Kathy. Lee Allen, like I mentioned before, she does lunch times, so you can watch her and do some trades with her. And then Kimberly Torres and Luke Meyer and Ballet Granville. And obviously, if those of you want to try the boot camp and learn how to use harmonics as well. So utilize the Breakfast Club. If it's for you, it's a great, great tool about using it, using pivots, but also the Infinity tool when it comes out. It's amazing. So we've come to the end of our session and it's great timing. So I just want to see if anybody's got any questions. Please feel free to put it in the chat. Let's see if anybody's got any questions. Any questions, anyone? No one? Okay. Looks like no one's got questions, but you know where I'm at. Feel free to message me. I'm always in the groups, so you can message me personally. You know where I'm at. Yeah, there's my social media as well, so please feel free to message me on my social media. I'll be able to help you and guide you and so forth. The main thing is for you to be comfortable and happy with your trading, and also to use this time for learning. Okay. Now, I've been David Talbot. I really appreciated you all coming on this call, and everything is great, and I really, really thank you again. I hope you have a lovely evening. If you are new to the Academy, Des will be doing a session at 9:30 group launch if you haven't been launched already. But if you have been launched, you've enjoyed yourself there. Do not forget, I'm going to stop this recording. Do not forget about Des's